how I'm doing the blending technique on these die cut cardstocks, and I'm using distressed oxide and a Q-tip. So I'm just dabbing into the ink pad, and then I'm taking this over to the die cut piece, and I'm just going around the edge here, and then kind of with a circular pattern, I'm just working into the center area just to kind of get it maybe a little bit lighter, if at all possible. And then I'm going to take this blue, which is called Broken China. This was Wilted Violet, and I'm going to just go right into kind of the indents of the flower, and then down at the bottom here as well, just to give it some dimension. And I didn't want to go and show you this or have you sit through me doing it for all pieces, but I will show you the pieces that I've used this technique on. So I have the flowers. Let me see if I can lift one up here for you. All right, so there's the flower, and then the leaf part, you can see I've blended with green and blue. So I've used the peeled paint and the broken china on the leaves. And then behind my window, I blended, let's see, this was peeled paint, this was broken china, and this, I don't remember the name of it, but kind of blended the three colors together and then spritzed it with water. And I'm going to put that behind my window pane and then build the flowers up in a flower box at the bottom. And I'll be back to show you that in just a second. Alright, so we're going to start putting this card together, and what I have here are these die cut pieces, and I'll show you the dies. I did this off camera just because it was a lot easier and I didn't think you wanted to sit and watch me die cut cardstock. So what I have here is this Susan's Garden from Sizzix, and this is the two die pieces for the window, so the window and the window sill, and this is what the die looks like. And then the other piece I'm using is from this package from Gemini, and let's see, does it have a name on here? I think it might be Lux Frame. Anyway, it says happy birthday with a frame around it, but the two pieces I'm using are the flower and the leaf. And just to mention about this die, it is a larger die set. It's a 4x6 die, so you can see that the frame fits on the whole card piece. But the thing I don't like about this packaging is that once you cut it open, there really is no way to store this whole thing. So you have to put it into something else, unless you do like I did, cut at the bottom here and kind of store it upside down. So not real happy with that packaging. But anyway, that was digress there. So what we're going to do first is glue the frame onto the stamped sky pattern. All right, so I'm just going to flip that over. I'm using my best glue ever with the No-clog writing cap on it, and I am just going to lightly go around the edge here. And you can see the small amount of glue that I'm using. It really doesn't need a lot, and so even though the bottle is small, it's going to last a long time. Alright, so I think that's probably enough glue, because I do want to set the flowers into the frame a bit, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And I cut the background piece a little bit smaller to fit in there, and anything that's gonna stick out, if at all, I could cut it off, but it looks like I'm in good shape. All right, now I'm going to glue this down to my card front, okay? And you can see I was working on a patterned piece of paper. So I'm just going to go over this. I was trying to decide if I wanted to use this as the background through the window or not, and it just didn't work for me, so I blended a sky on there. So I am just going to kind of visually place this on my card front, like so. All right, and now the next thing I want is to put my window frame. Now my die cut gave me a little bit of rough edges, and you can see as I scrape along the edges here, I don't know if you can see, but it's giving me a little bit of dust, and this is working fine with my fingernail, but if you have any that are a little bit more stubborn, you can go over that with a nail file, like this piece right here. I'm gonna just grab my nail file here and just go over that and kind of push it to the back and smooth it off, and I can even pull it off by just going over the back end of it. So if you can get your piece or your nail file to fit into those areas, you can go over them, and that will smooth out any rough areas. And I did that on some of the window panes because like I said, my die left some pieces there that were a little bit frayed. So I am going to place this on my window frame, but I am just going to glue along the bottom edge because like I said, I want to tuck those flowers in, and you can see here how little amount of glue I'm using, and I'm just going to stick that down, clean off a little excess I have right there. All right, and now for arranging the flowers. Let me move this over so I don't stick to any glue I have there. And I am going to place these flowers. So this one I put some dots on it and I don't like it, and I'm gonna tuck that in the back. So I am just gonna put that one right there, and some leaves are gonna cover over that. And this guy is gonna tuck in but over and maybe back under it again, right there. And this one is going to go kind of in here but down, like so. Alright, so now for the leaves. So the first leaf, I want to put something like this, and it's going to go over that top flower some. Okay. And I'm trying to maybe, let's see, what if I tuck it behind this one? Can I do that? That way I can get it up in there further. So something like that. Maybe behind this one if I can get it up. I know I've mentioned this before, and I really don't know why, but I whisper when I'm creating, or maybe when I'm struggling with creativity. So this one I'm going to tuck underneath and let it hang down. Okay, so I think that, I have my tweezers out in case I needed them, but I don't think I did. So there, I could actually even lift up and curl some pieces if I wanted to, or tuck some pieces behind, but I think overall that's gonna do it for this piece. I'm not gonna put a sentiment on it. I'm gonna leave it as it is and call that done. Okay, so I decided I wasn't quite done. What I did was I went with a little bit of, oh gosh, what was that called? I think it was like an umber color. Let me open up my box here and tell you. Fossilized amber, so which was basically a yellow. I went around and blended around the outside, and then I die cut this word enjoy, and I am just going to use my glue to put this word down. And you know, this no-clog writing cap allows me to put the glue in these really small little spaces. So yeah, I'm going off a little bit and getting it on my hand, but that's user error. Okay, so now I have adhesive all over that, and I am going to line it up here, right like so. And what I'm trying to do is not have any weird negative spaces with these pieces. Okay, so that looks good to me. And then you'll notice here that the dot on the J I didn't poke out, and the reason for that is because it is so small. I wanted to not lose it, and then I wanted to be able to get it in place. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on it, and then stick it down to my piece. And what would work great here is my Embellie jelly to hold it in place, and I'm looking and I don't see it, so I'm going to use my tweezers to put that dot there. And I got a little bit of blue somehow, maybe from my finger, I don't know. Okay, so there. Now I'm going to say I'm finished.